You know, my next guest says our food system is broken, and it's in fact endangering what's most precious to us, our environment, our health, and our future. Pretty strong words, but the question is, how do we fix it? Oran Hesterman is the author of Fair Food, Growing a Healthy, Sustainable Food System for All. So what is a fair food system?
When I think about a fair food system, I think about a system that's producing food that's healthy, good for our bodies, green or grown in a way that's healthy for the environment. Fair means nobody in the system's getting exploited, so everybody gets, a piece of the economic pie, and affordable. Everybody has access to that healthy food. Healthy, green, fair, and affordable.
Is there somebody or something that's wearing a black hat in all this? I mean, is somebody doing something wrong the way things are to make it unfair?
Yeah, I really don't believe that it's anybody's blame the way the system is now. We have a food system in place today that I believe is broken in many different ways, but it's largely based on decades and decades of public policy that has driven our system in this direction. When those policies were put in place, they were put in place for good reason. It's just our context has completely changed. For example, when we first started putting federal subsidies in place to subsidize the production of corn, soybeans, wheat, other crops, we needed a lot of cheap calories in this country to feed a growing population. Well, now we're in a situation where we've got an obesity epidemic. We need to shift the policies in our food system to take care of the current context that we find ourselves in.
The subsidies do allow some of these foods to be cheap. And if you're somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, you want to buy as many calories as you can for as little money as possible. If you do some of these things where you make it more equitable, does it make some of these foods more expensive? Will it be harder for people to get those calories at the same price?
Well, we've got, what I think about is what it's going to take to help create affordability for those foods that we know are healthier to eat. We know most of us need to be eating more fruits and vegetables, especially our low-income families. So, we've got this program happening in Michigan. I mean, talking about a solution called Double Up Food Bucks, where we are incentivizing folks to bring their food assistance dollars to farmers markets and buy fresh fruits and vegetables. And we know it's working. And it's not preventing them from getting the energy-dense and caloric foods they need.
If people are watching right now and they say, look, I'm not necessarily someone who lives in a food desert, but I am someone who has a hard time getting healthy foods into myself or my kids. It's just not easy, and it's more expensive than I would like. What would you tell them right now, leaving aside a larger societal message for the individual? What can they do?
I would tell them right now there's nothing more important than your health. Nothing. And there's nothing more important to creating greater health than eating the right foods. So that, we'll spend money on lots of stuff in our society that we think are absolute necessities. My belief is the first necessity is a healthy diet. And there are ways to get a healthy diet, to buy the healthy food you need, and not spend an incredibly large amount of money.
Not break the bank.
Not at all. There's a myth that when you purchase food at a farmer's market, it's going to be more expensive at a grocery than at a supermarket. And I say it's a myth because research has now been done looking at prices of fruits and vegetables at farmers markets, comparing it to supermarkets in the same area, and in fact, the prices are usually either comparable or many times less at the farmers market. So, my belief is that don't believe the myths. Get out there and spend some effort to find the foods you need to keep your family healthy.
Yeah, and just supporting your local farmers, as you pointed out as well. You'll appreciate this. We have a little vegetable garden outside of our kitchen. I have three kids, 6, 4, and 2. And we grow things like tomatoes. And what is amazing to me, Oran, is that other kids will come over, and it's literally a magic trick.
Yeah.
They see these tomatoes, and they're like, wait a second. It comes out of the ground.
Right.
And I think, my kids eat healthy. And it wasn't because we are, preach to them about this, but I think they just have access to it now. Some of them, they grow their own.
And they taste those tomatoes and carrots from your garden.
They taste pretty good.
And they know that they're going to taste great.
Yeah, it's amazing. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're really interested in this. It's something we're going to stay on top of.
Great.
The book is fantastic. I hope everyone gets a chance to read it.
Great to be here with you.
Thank you.